Well, that was an interesting session. Thank you very much, Camille, for all the moderation and all the insights from
Well,
speakers.
that was an interesting session. Thank you very much, Camille, for
Feedback. My mistake. Sorry for that. It shouldn't happen again. So that was an interesting session. Thank you so much, Camille, for all your insights and the moderation. And now with me, I have Magda Przelaskowska, Senior Startup Partner and Manager at Google for Startups. And we're going to have a quick discussion about not only how Google can help these startups grow, but also about all the initiatives it is right now involved with. Hi, Magda.
Hi, Kuba. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Absolute pleasure. I know you have a quick presentation for us. We can start with it. But just to give heads up, we're going to talk about Google for Startups campuses, all the value in networking events you are going to organize, your offer to startups, your reports you are helping to write, your startup school, and also about your Google for Startups Ukraine support funds. But I don't want to steal your show. So I believe that you have a presentation right now and we can.
Yes, yes. Let's see it. Hello. I'm pleased to be here. I'm gonna maybe tell you a little bit more about Google for Startups, just to give you a bit of a context who we are and what we do. So you probably all know the story of Google and that we started in the garage 2 decades ago. And actually, our success was possible because we utilized the network and the resources that were available in the Silicon Valley. And we are passionate about startups, and we actually believe that startups are shaping the future. But we also know how tough it can be for the founders to run successful businesses. And for that reason, we decided that we want to help with our resources, with our knowledge. So that's what we do at Google for Startups. We try to connect startups with the right people, products, and best practices to help them grow. And we do that with the help of our global network, global reach, because as you mentioned, yes, we do have campuses around the globe. We have partners, we have developer spaces. So actually, we work with 75 partners. We have 6 campuses in Tel Aviv, in Seoul, in Madrid, in Tokyo, and we actually do have one in Warsaw. I'm super happy to mention that we will meet each other next week. So, as a part of this initiative, as a part of this event, we have a networking session next Tuesday. So, I'm really smiling because we are kind of reopening after the pandemic.
It is, isn't
After
it?
2 years.
It
Sorry.
is going to be your first networking event after the pandemic, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So, we are very excited to meet the community once again face to face.
So would you like to invite? Because we still have some last places. We don't want to overpromise, but I believe we still have some last places. It's next Tuesday at 6:30. Google for Startups campus, which is the new campus, isn't it?
Yes,
The
exactly. A new, beautiful building. I mean, we've been open before the pandemic, so it's not maybe that new, but considering that we were closed for 2 years, yes, please sign up and join us at the event.
you
We would
can
love to see you.
you can sign up Polish Tech Day just as a if you're not from Warsaw, it's in a really nice place called Plac Konesera, which is quite new. And correct me if I'm wrong. It's next to the Vodka Museum, isn't it?
Yes,
I'm not saying anything. I'm just
yes.
saying that.
So
All
if
right.
you are visiting Warsaw, worth going there and understanding
After
the
party will
history.
be there.
Cool. You can do it before the event, still time, because we are starting in the evening. So yeah, so we are slowly reopening. We'll be doing our programs and events. We are also doing some events with our partners. We won't have the co-working space anymore like we used to, but still, I hope that we can see each other next Tuesday. So please sign up if you haven't done so, and I guess I'll see you at campus. So yeah, with that, I want to mention our mission because what we do is very much connected, and why we do it. It's very much connected to our mission, which is level the playing field for startup founders and communities to succeed connecting them with the best of Google. So what does it mean? What is our offer? What do we do? We help startups in kind of three different pillars. So one, we help with the technology. So we match startups during our programs with the engineers from Google that will help you work on your product. We share our best practices and frameworks that we use on a daily basis at Google. One example is, for example, the OKRs, so objective and key results. And that's what we use at Google, and that's what we also share with the startups and help them be more focused and be more effective. And we also help to meet the right people. We believe in networking. We believe that not only connecting startups with mentors, but actually connecting startups with each other can help them succeed. So having said that, if you are starting a business or thinking about doing a startup, I would highly recommend going to our website, which is startup.google.com. It's a one-stop shop where you can actually check different case studies. You can listen to presentations. You can get some tips. So it's always good to learn and avoid some of the mistakes you might do. Of course, I mean, building a startups, it's always the case that you might do some of the mistakes, but hopefully with that knowledge you can avoid some of them.
Mistakes are important. I absolutely agree here with you, Magda. We had a session in the past about mistakes, but sharing your experience, which is both positive and sometimes negative, is absolutely valuable. So good approach.
Yeah, exactly. So, so you can read about methodologies we use, how to hire great talent, any advices on goal settings. You have it all on startup.google.com. On top of that, we also run Startup School, which are short trainings on different Google products such as Google Cloud, Google Analytics, and Google Ads. We are going into a summer break, so July and August for everyone is a quieter period, so we won't have it during those months, but we do have a last session that is happening next week on Monday, 13th of June, so you can still sign up if you go to our website. And it's on Google Ads, so our experienced trainers will guide you through all the secrets and share some tips and best practices. If it sounds interesting, go ahead, sign up. We still have spaces. So you mentioned reports. Yes, we get involved in some of the reports that we publish every year. So this year and actually last year as well, we were partnering with the Polish Hospital Federation to launch a Top Disruptors in Healthcare in Poland report. We all noticed that during COVID, healthcare was the category that really needed a disruption and really needed this new tech to go in there and really help that field. So that's why we partnered last year and this year as well. And we will be launching the new report for 2022 next week on June 14th. So as you can see, a lot is happening before the summer. So if we have any startups from health tech, well-being, I encourage you next week to check it out. Another one that we do every year is actually the Golden Book of VC. So we partner with Startup Poland and Deal Room. Very interesting to see what is happening in our region in Central and Eastern Europe when it comes to funding, VC, how active is that category. So this report for 2022 is still planned for the second half of the year. And then the last report that we got involved in this year is European Women in VC. It got just published, so it's fresh off shelf. And that's why I actually have a little bit more information about it if you're interested. So it's based on 122 VCs at funds with over 25 million euro. So It's interesting because it's divided into different regions and countries. So if you want to get some insights and more information about the specific country, or if you want to compare regions, that is possible. And the key learnings are that across Europe as a whole, 85% of VC GPs are men. Unfortunately, the worst situation is in our region, so in CEE, Central Eastern Europe, where 90% of GPs are men. So you can see that there is a big challenge that we should all address and think about ways of how to make that more diverse. What is more, and what the report shows is that women have less access to profits, so they earn less. It's also difficult for them to progress with a career, so the progression into becoming a partner is slower, and we have less women partners in the funds. So definitely those insights should start the conversation on how we could all make it better, especially that if you think about investment committees, most members are men. So if you're running a startup addressing, for example, female end users, it's going to be very hard for you to get an investment, which we all know it's not ideal. And it's actually connected with our mission. As I said at the beginning, we want to level the playing field. So that's exactly, this report shows that that there is a big challenge there. And for female founders, it's more difficult to have access to the funds. On the other hand, yeah.
Can I just ask you? So I imagine that all these reports are available on your website, and just anyone can access them.
They are not available on our website, but on the websites of those partners. So if you can even Google European Women in VC and download it straight away from there. On the other hand, we also see that there is a bit of a progress. So we see that there is more VCs that are being run by women. There are also some funds that are focusing on investment only for female founders. So we can see that there are some initiatives to make it more diverse, but still there is a long way to go. And so, yeah, as I said, we do those reports because they are in line with our mission, and our mission also led us to the launch of Google for Startup Ukraine Support Fund. It was mentioned a few times during the panel, so I'm happy to say a few more words about it. So the goal and why we did it is to help the businesses survive during the war and strengthen the community and build a foundation for post-war economic recovery. So Sundar, our CEO, visited Warsaw end of March. He had a meeting with a few of the Ukrainian startups that managed to come to Warsaw from Ukraine. It was mainly female founders who became refugees in Warsaw, and we helped them with giving them desks, and they had a chance to meet Sundar and talk with him. And number one need was actually access to capital to be able to sustain the business, survive, and then in the long term grow. So that's why we announced the 5 million Google for Startup Ukraine Support Fund, and selected startups will be receiving up to $100,000 in equity-free cash awards. But on top of that, we also want to give them Google mentorship, our knowledge, experience, or something that Evgeny was talking during the panel, like, for example, how to enter new countries. That's something we want to support them with, as well as how to pivot the businesses. Many of them lost the clients, as we've heard. So we want to help them pivot and find new clients outside of Ukraine, or maybe even they would need to pivot the businesses that they are running right now. Having said that, I'm really pleased to announce the first 17 recipients of the fund. It's the first group that received those cash awards. And we just kick off the program with them this Tuesday. So we are now working on supporting the businesses and matching them with the right mentors, and hopefully helping them and not only survive, but also grow and be successful, and hopefully hire new new members of the team from Ukraine.
Absolutely. Can I just ask you a question? So is it still open? Is it possible to still join it? How do you join this program? Because of course it is a very good initiative.
Yes, very good question. It's still open. It's open throughout 2022 until fund lasts. So we estimate that probably we might be running out of the fund around September. So go ahead, apply. You still can. It's on our website. The criteria are that the startup needs to be from Ukraine before 24th of February. So if the team was based in Ukraine before 24th of February, then we will consider them for the fund. And yes, we are constantly reviewing the applications. We are already doing interviews with another group of startups. So yeah, this is the time to apply, and the fund is still available.
Superb, thank you.
Using this opportunity, I also wanted to invite all of the community that is listening to us to join the DevFest organized by Google Developer Group in Ukraine. It's happening next week, 14th and 15th of June. Over 2 days, you will have 3 streams, so you can learn more about Android, web, and AI. You have a great list of speakers, but most importantly, you can actually donate money that will go directly to NGOs in Ukraine. So not only you learn, but you actually can have also an impact and help people in Ukraine. So now into the future, a little bit about the plans and the offers that we will have for the startups. First of all, we will be running another accelerator. So I've met you and the community last year when we were announcing the accelerator for health tech and well-being. Now we have a plan to launch the accelerator for edutech, because after the pandemic and actually during the war in Ukraine, those 2 categories are super important. So we also believe that that it's good to support the startups that are disrupting the education system and hopefully give access to even more people to education and support new solution within education. So we will be launching this accelerator end of the year. So the applications still are not there, but you can always check our website, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll receive the information when it will be open. What to expect from the program? It's a 3-month online program with workshops around technology, growth, product design, and people. Startups will get mentorship from Google mentors and external experts. So there will be one-on-one sessions when you go through your challenges and needs. It's equity 3 support, and startups are getting cloud credits, and they will have access to our accelerator community. So we will be looking for edutech startups based in Europe at the post-seed Series A stage, ready to scale and ready to accelerate. And another program that we'll be running in the second half of the year, it's actually one of my favorite ones. It's Founders Academy. It's a program that will consist 3 boot camps, and it's focusing on leadership skills. So it will be all about mentorship with leadership coaches, with Googlers. Again, it's equity 3 and with cloud credits. But the main goal is to help founders create the vision, mission, to become a better leader. And that's especially important when the company is growing. So we will be looking for founders from any really category when it comes to startups based in Europe on a growth stage. So growing fast so that actually we can help them become better leaders.
Great. I know you mentioned this program. I don't know if possibly there are others, but I'm really happy that you mentioned that, especially as it is important for the region, and it's something you can experience and can help your startup grow. I just have a few questions at the very end. Unless you have any other plans for the next months at Google?
No, that's okay. You can
Get involved. Good. So definitely that's the message. Do get involved. I think that the easiest way you can get involved, first of all, is the first day is 13th of June. That was one of your conferences, and the next one which we have a pleasure to organize together, is on the 14th, which is next Tuesday. And I'm kind of looking forward to that because, well, first of all, it's great to host this event. Our team is all over the world, all over Europe, pretty much. But for us, it will be a chance to meet in one place and actually physically, like meet in person other attendees and kind of build this relationship. So 14th of June, you invite everyone. I hope, and it will be a chance not only to meet us plugin, but also to meet you, Google, at Google.
Yes, definitely. Our whole team will be there. Our global director, Agnieszka Hryniewicz-Bieniek, will also be there. So it's a great chance to get to know us. We also invited our alumni startups, so startups that went through some of the programs I mentioned. So if you wanna, hear from them how the program impacted them, there'll be a great chance to do so, especially that we want to focus on networking. So that's exactly,
We promise very short speeches. Like it will be very compact and very short, because the key purpose is, as you said, is to network. It will be a chance for everyone to meet Google. It will also be a chance for everyone to meet plugin, because we will be there. So you can not only see us on your screen, but you can actually meet us in person.
Exactly. And we'll have one surprise. So we'll have a fun game. We won't share
Oh,
with
yes.
you what will it be, but it's going to be a great way to kick it off.
Absolutely. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for that. I think we covered everything, didn't we?
I think so. Yes. Thank you so much for chatting with me.
No problem. Thank you so much for being with us. And I can only right now invite you for the next session, which will start in a couple of minutes. So Magda, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much to all the audience members that you are with us. And we will see each other in a few moments. Thank you.